Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com.
Hi everybody, my name is Alicia, and today I'm going to talk about the correct use of the word only. Let's take a look at a few examples and see how moving the word only around in a sentence can change the meaning of the sentence. All right, let's begin. First, I want to define the word only and how I'm going to use it for this lesson. The word only for this lesson, we're going to look at it as an adverb. So an adverb which means a single case or a single instance of something. So there's nothing different, nothing more, nothing less. There's just this one thing, this one case of something. But I want to focus for this lesson on the importance of the position of only in a sentence. So one key to keep in mind when you use the word only, and this is a point for native speakers and for non-native speakers, we need to place the word only as close as possible to the word or to the phrase that it modifies. And by modifies, I mean only is connected to that phrase, only is changing that phrase in some way. And when I say place it as close as possible to that word, I mean before that word. It needs to come before the word it's changing, before the word it's modifying. So I want to show a few examples of how to do this, but I'm going to move the word only around in the same sentence. So let's take a look. I'll show you what I mean. Let's take a look at this sentence. The base sentence here is Sarah saw Michael at the park. A simple sentence. So there are two people involved, one action, in this case the past tense saw, and then a location at the park. But I'm going to use the word only here in a few different positions to show how much it can change the meaning of the sentence depending on where we place it. So the first example here I have is only Sarah saw Michael at the park. Here the word only comes before Sarah, so that means that these two words are connected. Only is modifying Sarah in this case. This sentence therefore means that Sarah, perhaps in a group of people or with somebody else, Sarah was the only person, the single person who saw Michael at the park. Maybe there were other people in the group she was with, but she was the single person, the only person who saw Michael. So only Sarah saw Michael at the park. That's the meaning with the placement of only before Sarah here. Let's look at the next sentence. Sarah only saw Michael at the park. So here, only is coming before the word saw. So in this case, it's modifying this verb, saw. This sentence, therefore, means that Sarah, the only thing Sarah did, her only action, was to see. She only saw Michael at the park, meaning no other actions happened. Sarah did not wave to Michael. Sarah did not greet Michael. Sarah did not throw something at Michael. Whatever. There was no other action. The only action, the single action, the sole action was that she saw Michael. Sarah only saw Michael at the park. So the placement before the verb gives us this meaning. Let's look at one more example. Sarah saw only Michael at the park. Here, only comes before Michael in this case. So the connection, the modification is happening here. Sarah saw only Michael at the park means she did not see any other people at the park. So this could mean that there were no other people at the park, or that maybe she just didn't see anybody at the park. So this sentence is a little bit tricky. It's a little hard to understand exactly what the writer wants to say, but it could mean that there were perhaps no people at the park, no other people at the park that Sarah saw. So she went to the park, she saw only Michael. There was only one person, a single person. It was Michael that Sarah saw. So placing only before, in this case, Michael, gives us this meaning. All right, one more sentence. Sarah saw Michael only at the park. So here, the word only is coming before this phrase, at the park, this location in this case, meaning that there was a single place where Sarah saw Michael. So Sarah did not see Michael at the supermarket. She did not see him at the store. She did not see him at school. She saw him only at the park. So there's a single location where she saw Michael. So these four sentences show us how much the meaning of a sentence can change depending on our placement of the word only. So it's important to keep in mind. Another thing that I've done throughout this lesson a little bit is I've emphasized with my voice the word that only is modifying. But I want to make one more point here. In speech, when it's actually speaking, we can stress words for emphasis and for clarity to make it very clear which word in the sentence we want to emphasize, which word we want only to modify. So for example, I can say only Sarah saw Michael at the park, or Sarah only saw Michael at the park. So with your voice, you have the ability to emphasize certain words and certain phrases in the sentences. However, in writing, it's not possible to do this, so correct placement of the word only is quite important. So I wanted to give you a few examples, and it's just something to think about the next time you use the word only. So make sure that you're placing the word only as close as possible to the word that it modifies. So just something to keep in mind. All right, so that's it for this lesson. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to let us know in the comment section below this video. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and check us out at EnglishClass101.com for some other resources. Thanks very much for watching this lesson, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.